Hey everybody, it's Alex and Gio from Radd. Yo! I think you just maxed out the mic there. We're here today and we're doing something a little different. So this is Gaia from Empyrean Studios. Basically, they sent the prototype across, they asked us to look it over, give some critique, and then what they did was they then sent across the actual reviewed piece. So this is the original, this is the reviewed piece. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over, we're going to look at the changes, and we're going to let you know what we think about the piece. So keep watching. Is that okay?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, to the point, it was good. Okay, so like Alex was saying, this is Gaia. For those of you that don't know, Gaia is the Greek myth. The best way to describe her is
like Mother Nature.
She's like Mother Nature, but she's like one of the first. So if you know who the Olympians are, so you know who like Zeus is and people like that, and you know, like then you've got demigods like Hercules and stuff. But if you go Olympians, if you start there and you go with Zeus as a start, the gods before the Olympians were called the Titans. And basically, Gaia is the mother of those. She gave birth to the Titans. So she gave birth to Kronos. And actually, as an interesting story, Gaia is the reason that Zeus survives his father, because he eats all of his children. Kronos is told by Gaia, who is basically all-seeing, all-knowing. She tells her son, your offspring will overthrow you. So he starts eating his children. And then the wife of Kronos, I think her name is Rhea, goes to Gaia for advice and says, I'm pregnant again. I don't want to lose this baby. What can I do? And she says, wrap a stone in a blanket and give it to Kronos, like swaddled, pretend that it's your child, and I will hide him for you. So she does that. Gaia takes Zeus, who is the youngest born, all the other children have been eaten, and she basically hides him on an island and teaches him and trains him, and eventually he comes to overthrow his father.
I'm going to take your word for this, and I really hope you're right.
No, it's right. I'm right. I am a little bit Greek, so I should know these things. I mean, obviously, Gaia is. I had to, I didn't know with the word straight off the bat because she's really old school. I mean, she is like on the seat of. She's at the top. I mean, it's her and one other, like her other counterpart, and that's it. Like, there's no one above her. When you look at who her parents are, it literally says none. She is the first. She is the Mother Earth, all-seeing, all-knowing. Quite a big character, really. And this is, I think, we've worked out that we think this is quarter scale.
Yeah. It's basically the character's going to be ridiculously big. Like when they do the Transformers and things like that, it's in line with. So you can display it with quarter scale pieces.
Yeah, definitely.
With this, so basically the first piece came through a month or so ago, and none of the kind of sculpting could really be changed on this. So the kind of critique that we gave,
that we could give,
were based mainly on kind of paint apps and
subtle changes
slight tweaks like that. So what we kind of came up with in the end. So starting off with the kind of the Greek pattern along the base, it was a bit smudged and a bit like
worn.
It was to look more like an antique, and but I don't think it was done very well in that respect. So
it's hard to make stuff look aged, isn't it, with bad paint? It ends up just looking like bad paint.
Yeah,
because you can't. I know that this pattern's very common and very famous from Greek jewelry, Greek pots, and things like that.
Yeah.
But you can't age this stuff enough to make it look like it's antique. All it ends up looking like is you haven't bothered to fucking paint it.
Well, on these ones as well, it looks like people have like painted it and then got fingerprints on it.
Yeah,
so they kind of went through. They done then the cleaner look of that. You go up into the lava and there was no real changes on there. Just then some of the shades on the rocks were changed. So again,
looks better.
Not really much on there. But then what the main thing was is where, because she's like Mother Earth, like Mother Nature kind of character, that when she walks, she like creates life.
Yeah.
So where she's walking, there is this like plants kind of growing underneath her.
Yeah.
So in the first look, it did look a bit like kind of like weird slime.
Yeah, it does
and
look
it
a bit
didn't
like
really work out very well. So
it's like Joker's sort of canister stuff in it.
yeah. So
and her foot is really badly engineered there as well on the back of that foot, whereas in the other one now
it's
is now not flush.
Flat. So then they made that a little bit darker and made it more in line with what it's meant to be. And then you go into again the barks running up her leg, and then that's been adjusted. But
yeah, much better there as well. You can turn this now.
What we do quickly, we'll just go over the changes. So the skin is a touch darker on this side.
Yeah.
What's happened as well is the earth in her hand has been changed to a clear resin earth. Yeah. But they do still need to paint on the actual land elements of it. And then also there is a clear resin now as the hair behind her. So what we do then is this is just to show you the before and after. So if you want to take her away, you happy?
Yeah, I'm happy. Yeah.
Okay. If you take her there, and then we just put her here.
I'll leave her.
Stick on the table. Yeah, we can leave her in front of you. Block you off.
I like a little bit of arse in my face. Never a bad way to spend a Tuesday.
Well, this is probably going to go up on a Thursday. Anyway. So what we do is we give this a little spin around. Some of the other feedback that we did give was that, by making a character like this, obviously the feminine form is important, but there is also restrictions placed by showing certain parts of the body. So what will be done in future is they will be adding leaves to cover the breast, because otherwise they are going to be
they'll be censored and removed.
Well, not just that. It will be literally like you're already getting rid of a lot of your market by saying the breast is out and there's nothing you can do about it, because there are pieces like
people have kids and stuff like that, innit? They don't want to see all that sort
of
stuff.
If you look at like ARH, the vampire, the seduction queen, or the vampire queen, you could have her looking as pervy as you like, because she's got everything showing, or you can cover her totally. And I think that's very smart the way that they did that, because then it appeals to more of the market. What way did Tom have it? Did he have it the pervy way?
Oh yeah, fuck yeah, it was well pervy, man. Snatch was out to the wind, bro. She was developing a chill. Had pneumonia, that poor girl.
So
it's good that, I've got to say that I do like the form that they've used, because it's quite. Here's the interesting thing: when people say motherly or Mother Earth, or like that type of shape, you're talking about a woman who has shape.
Yeah.
Being thin, being athletic is not the look. Motherly isn't that. Motherly is
like a voluptuous
hips, shapely. Chest. It's that she hasn't got anything in short supply.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You've got a nice figure 8 sort of shape going on here, and they've captured that really, really well on the sculpt. I have to say, I think the body that they did on it is really nice.
Yeah.
And I'm not really getting this foot thing. Like, her foot's like almost like a talon.
Well, she's kind of transforming. It's like she's transforming into like a
bird.
No. It's like bark. Like a tree.
Okay.
So it goes into like a tree here.
Oh, I get the tree part from the legs, but the foot, the claw part is a bit more sort of animal. I like it. I dig it. Don't get me wrong. I like that.
The only thing I kind of with the pose that did bother me a little bit is her motion. I tried to kind of stand like that, and it's not. You can't really stand like it. It's not really a very comfortable way to stand. It's almost like a mid-flow pose, so it's like you're capturing her on a catwalk,
moving.
And with her, she's on the edge of a cliff, so she ain't walking anymore. And with that bothered me a little bit. Do you get what I'm saying?
I understand what you mean, but the reason why that's been done is to highlight her physical form, because her frontal leg being locked in that position and her hips slightly tilting brings the shape of her hips into the best way that they can look. Because the best way, if you ever look at celebrity pictures, they never fucking stand there square. Ever. You watch any celebrity pictures, like all the time, you look at people and what do? Cross their legs. They narrow their legs over so that their hips go like this, their legs go into a narrow point. That's exactly what they've tried to get here. So now what you have is a beautiful tapering of the waist and fantastic shape through the hips, and you also get this lovely turn with her arm back, which highlights sort of her neck, because there's a beautiful there on a woman. There's a beautiful part of the sort of neck and sort of behind the ear area, which again they've tried to highlight. So in terms of poses, although Anna, and as a term of movement, you'd probably say, well, she's going to walk off the edge of the fucking cliff. If you're using that logic, in terms of how they've tried to show her in her best physical form, this is as good as it gets. I don't think they can make this look any more womanly than it looks by any other pose. That is the most. She is hip up, straight leg, turned, tilted, twisted. She's basically showing you her neck, her chest. Her chest is high. Yeah. It is a very sexy pose. There's no doubt about it. I know that she's going to walk into the lava. That's fine, but she's going to look good doing it. Yeah. I mean, also they've got this lovely thing with the head which is also almost different folklore, almost a little bit nymph-like, almost like like Nordic. Yeah. Almost like Nordic sort of realms. Do you get where I'm going? Because that sort of thing with the wooden sort of almost antler things it's very, that's almost like Nordic, almost a little bit more like that. So
she's, as I say, with this, she's kind of she's half transforming into the kind of like tree-ish.
Maybe that's her point. You're going to make the tree at the edge of the world.
Maybe, yeah. As I say, there are beautiful,
I think that's my favourite part of it. Is the female physical form. I think for a first statue, they've captured it magnificently.
I do think, as I say, they just need to the globe. I think originally it looks more like a globe. I think now they do need to focus a bit on painting that land and getting that in there. I do think, though, the body, as you say, is very sexy. I don't know, the face. I mean...
You're one of them guys, are you?
But face?
One of them guys.
Body off.
Anyone got a pillow?
Body off Baywatch, face off Crime Watch. No, it's like, I mean, I do think the face, Sanka Bay it's quite lifeless.
I'm waiting for it to turn around, so you're thinking it's a while.
No, I just think that with the face, I mean, she obviously should, just a bit like.
It's a hard one because there's something quite.
It's like nonchalant.
No, I kind of like. I like that. I know what you're saying. I think when you're talking about like sculpt of a face, she's actually quite big around the bottom part of her jaw. Yeah. And as femininity goes, it lacks a bit of that.
I also think
it's got a bigness here.
I also think this face is actually bigger than the old one. I think it was actually slimmer before. I think it looked slimmer before.
No,
it might be.
I mean, just look. Again, I think it's the sculpt on the head. I think she has quite a pronounced jaw. Yeah. It gives power. So like if it's on something like a She-Hulk or like a Captain Marvel or something like that, it gives power, it gives stoic, it gives strength.
Well, I guess
I get its purpose.
If you're going for a sexy body, sexy pose, maybe make the face a bit more sexy.
Yeah, I mean you could definitely trim her jawline up a little bit and point her chin a little bit more. She's a bit square around the bottom part of her face.
A bit.
Yeah, she's a bit square around her face.
Hold up.
That's your neighbour.
That's my shoes. Oh, Chad's shoes. God damn you, Chad.
Fuck you, Chad. They're almost gone. They're nearly gone. I've got to go.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks. What's that? Yeah. No, it's just for trainers. Thank you very much. Fuck you, Chad. I really don't like it.
What, this?
It's so shit.
I think it's quite sexy, personally.
I don't like the face on it.
No, there's something that's quite, I agree with you. But it can be tweaked. Also, as well, it's quite hard because she doesn't really have any makeup. We can't really put makeup on her.
No, but I just think she's got no cheekbones. She's got like no shape to her face.
Yeah, you could do that with paint. I think you could do that a little bit. I definitely think the face could do with a bit of tweaking, but I can't.
And also the jawline is.
Yeah, I told you it's square. It's
the actual like join.
Oh, where the trees.
There is actually a vine there. All right, anyway, go back. What are we talking about?
Face.
Should we go back and start on the face again?
No, done a lot on the face. Just go with start with the what you were talking about the cheekbones.
Yeah, maybe what they could do is like add in some shading or some kind of just something to bring out the cheekbones a little bit, just to make it a little bit more feminine.
Yeah, I agree.
You know,
I mean, the question is, though, I mean, it's a funny thing, but when you go through like the Greek god females, like I've been to like Greece a few times, and I've seen their statues. They're fucking rough as fuck. I mean, they ain't doing like they ain't fit. Do you know what I mean? When you turn around and you're like, oh, this is, you know, Athena, or this is whoever, and you're just like, yeah, she ain't getting it. she ain't getting it. You know, it's not happening. They're meant to be the most desired beings. I mean, they're meant to come into Earth and sort of seduce men and women easy. Yeah. But the gods look. I mean, they all got little penises, but they ain't doing too well there. But I mean, in terms of everything else, they're built. They're jawline's great. The females are a bit funny, so maybe it's closer to what it should be than you think, you know.
Also, I just want to point out that I haven't actually spoken about my usual point I do point out, but this is quite obvious here anyway. But yeah, no, the bum's good. I gotta say that, yeah, the bum, and then the little bit on the back there. I do
that's your part, isn't it? That's your little back dimple. That's your
back dimples. It's my weakness.
It is.
I don't know if you want to grab out the old tape measure. Give it a little measure.
Sure. Are they the same? They are, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
All right, cool. So in terms of height with the base, you are talking about, I would say you need 25 inches for clearance. So you're about 64 centimeters, which means that the base is almost around 10 inches.
How tall?
Like 20. Like I just told you, 20.
That's why I wasn't listening.
You're going to need 25 inches, which is 64 centimeters. Which means, base is actually pretty big. It's like almost an 8-inch base.
Yeah.
Yeah. Width-wise, I think it's the base. So, you're talking about around about 10 inches in diameter.
Yeah.
I think this comes out a little further than the base, just ever so slightly.
Yeah.
So it's probably, I would say that's 12 inches, 30. Yeah. I would say it's about 30.
We're going to Detolf if you had
it. Yeah, definitely Detolf worthy piece.
Also want to say that, if you had a nice kind of like a light pointing behind it just to capture that.
I think the changes have made it much better. I don't like this green at all. I totally, the green changes are great. The work up the leg is much better. Shading, colour, skin tones are much better. The hair is better. I agree with you, some work needs to be done paint-wise on the face, but it's hard because I don't know what you can add makeup-wise. See, that's the problem. Sometimes you can take a masculine-ish sculpt and you can feminize it with like makeup and paint.
I think I prefer the earth on the old one.
See, I think it just needs to be painted. I quite like it clear.
Yeah.
It looks almost like water, and I kind of like that because of really, like when you're talking about earth and Mother Earth and things, like water is life.
Yeah.
So I kind of like it clear like that. Even if you just made it a raindrop of water inside a plant, I don't even give a shit. I think it looks better.
Yeah.
If it was meant to be earth, obviously painting the actual continents would be good.
Help.
Yeah. I mean, at the moment, it's there's no land.
Yeah.
There's no land.
But yeah, so what we do then is wrap it up.
Yeah, let us know what you think about it as well. It's important. Give us your opinion. This is the company's first effort at trying soming. Are they on the right track? Are they, where could they improve it? It's always better to.
Yeah, so the first piece is up for pre-order now, and we'll put the details in the link below if you want to check it out.
So if you've got like Medusa and you've got all these sort of things, that's a cracker.
Sure.
To get right into it. I mean, start at the top though. I like the fact they start at the top. They'll start working their way down.
But also the piece is a big reference to the name.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Heaven and Earth, isn't it? That's the name is pretty much the highest point in heaven. And this is
like Hades next or something.
Well, you just skip a few then. You'd start off with the Titans, wouldn't you?
No, but
she gave birth to
you're going top
the
to
Titans.
The bottom. Like you're going up heaven and then go down to hell-ish.
Hades is her grandchild as well, isn't he?
Hades would be a good one to see.
Yeah, Hades.
We haven't seen ARH never did one, did they?
No. I mean, I don't know why people haven't really done the Greek stuff more because there's so much you could do with them. Yeah. So much.
Anyway,
so much.
Right. So I'll wrap it up there. So thanks for watching, guys. Do the usual like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit the bell to become part of our notification squad.
Yeah.
I stole that right off you, that one.
Did have it, you can have it. Believe me, you can take it. It's the bane of my life.
All right. Thanks, people. Peace out.
Yo, welcome to Team Mad Titan, and today we've got... It was just too delayed. It was like...
The coffee hasn't kicked in yet. I'm sorry, George.
All right.
It was a long day. Just try not to stick my finger in there because I'll get executed. That won't really be a good day. Not again. You ever electrocute yourself?
No, not much.
Really?
No, not really. Have you?
Yeah.
You get electrocuted regularly, do you?
No, I've done it like at least like 10 times. Like badly. You've never done it?
No, well, what are you doing?
Well, I did work on the house with my dad.
Well, I would ever. Oh, you're lucky to be alive.
Yeah.
Or wouldn't you trust your dad to open a can of beans?
I can't see this recording. I always get paranoid.
He talks a fucking good game, your old man, but he can't deliver fuck all.